Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, we
And
are
we'll be
live.
introducing all three of you in the beginning only. So I'll start from these two and come to you, Prachi, because then I have to invite you and then they will join. Yes,
And
Brenda,
guys,
we are alive.
yeah, we are live. We Prachi, we are usually live. We always take our sessions live on YouTube.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
will
I
be
briefed her, Brenda, when I had a word with her. We discussed a lot of things, Prachi, right? And she remembered me. Remember me. My daughter is going for a birthday party. She forgot something, so I want to put it. Yeah, we.
Hi, Avi. Hi, Avi. Hello.
Where is the voice? Say hi, Brenda.
Hello.
Hi, Parul.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, she's giving you spotlight, Yami.
Yavi.
Daddy's big glasses. Mommy.
Yes.
Daddy's big glasses.
Yeah, Daddy needed glasses. He's writing your name. No? Bye, Yavi. Enjoy yourself.
Mom.
Yeah, I can see that.
So sweet.
She's a doll, I swear. Naughty doll. Doll, nevertheless. Like mom. Like mom, like daughter. So. But तुम नहीं सुनाई दे रही हो यार. तुम ना mute में हो. Very good girl. I think you should go out, unmute so that we can hear you, Sam.
We are live. Satisfaction, I said everything and not because I'm used to of going back to my session and listening again. Sometimes you feel, did you miss something, did you go haywire? So she's like, hey mommy, that's you, there's Paul auntie. Yeah, Abhi, she knows Paul auntie, Brinda auntie, everyone.
Chalo guys, we'll admit people in.
Yes,
So
yes,
that
we should.
at least we should.
We should.
Those
Yeah.
who come
Yes,
now.
let's start.
Yeah. People will join us as and when. So kind of keep coming like that. I'm sure Sammy would have briefed you on that. So
Yeah, yeah. So, yes, this session is in sync with that it caters for all the IDDs. Otherwise, in some of the sessions, we did have few parents who came from the other groups. Otherwise, we are mostly focused for the concerns with Down syndrome, right?
Shall we start, Brinda ji?
Yeah. A humble request, everybody keep your video switched on, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Sammy.
Yeah.
So let's start. दोस्तों नमस्ते, मैं पारुल। हमारे शनिवार के आज के सेशन में आपका स्वागत है। एक बहुत पुराना सा गीत है, उसका एक अंतरा आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहती हूँ। दिल बहल तो जाएगा इस ख्याल से, हाल मिल गया तुम्हारा अपने हाल से, रात ये करार की बेकरार है, तुम्हारा इंतजार है। कई बार हमें इंतजार होता है उस इंसान का, उन लोगों का जो जिनका हाल हमारे हाल से मिलता हो, क्योंकि हमें लगता है कि वो ही हमें ज़्यादा समझ पाएंगे। इस बात को अगर मैं डाउन सिंड्रोम ब्लेस्ड बच्चों के पेरेंट्स या उनके केयर गिवर्स या उनके सिबलिंग्स के संदर्भ में कहूँ तो गलत नहीं होगा। हमें लगता है जब हम उनसे मिलते हैं कि वो हमारी फैमिली है, वो हमें सबसे ज़्यादा समझते हैं और हम सबसे ज़्यादा सवाल भी उन्हीं से पूछते हैं कि क्या होगा और कैसे होगा। इसी बात को मद्देनजर रखते हुए 10 साल पहले प्राची ने नई दिशा जैसी एक संस्था शुरू की जो केयर गिवर्स को सपोर्ट देती है, उन्हें एम्पावर्ड करती है, उन्हें सहारा देती है। किस किस तरीके से वो उनको हेल्प करती है कि वो अपने लव्ड वन को जो डाउन सिंड्रोम या किसी और भी डिसेबिलिटी के साथ ब्लेस्ड हैं, वो कैसे अपनी लाइफ को बेहतर कर सकते हैं, और उन केयर गिवर्स का भी ख्याल रखते हुए नई दिशा ऐसा क्या क्या कर रही है जो पिछले 10 सालों में मैंने खुद अपने आप इनको ग्रो करते हुए देखा है। बहुत साल पहले प्राची से जब मेरी बात हुई थी, तब नई दिशा के क्या क्या सपने थे और आज उनमें से कितने सपने पूरे हुए हैं और नए सपने आ गए हैं। तो आज इस सब पे बात करने के लिए नई दिशा की टीम हमारे साथ है। हमारे साथ प्राची खुद हैं, हमारे साथ मधुरा है, हमारे साथ भव्या है। ये लोग क्या क्या कर रहे हैं नई दिशा के साथ मिलकर, क्या इनके सपने हैं और आगे क्या करना चाहते हैं। इसके लिए हमारे गेस्ट का इंट्रोडक्शन देने के लिए हमेशा की तरह मेरी दोस्त सैमी हमारे साथ है। मैं उनका बहुत स्वागत करती हूँ। मैं चाहती हूँ कि सैमी आए और हमें हमारे दोस्तों से मिलवाएं ताकि हम जल्दी से प्रोग्राम अपना शुरू कर सकें।
Absolutely, Parul. Thank you so much. And we missed you and you're back. So we are very, very happy to have you
थैंक
back. Yeah. So, yes, parents, welcome in today's session. And so, before I really do that, I want to mention and in fact, congratulate DSFI and all the Humsuffers for the Buzz News, which we all received 2 days back. That our champion, DSFI self advocate ambassador, our ambassador, Unnati Surana from Surat, Gujarat, has been, the UN has announced her as a youth advocate. And she's 19 years old and pursuing her graduation from Surat. And it was a very, very heartwarming and exciting news. So I really wanted to start by congratulating Unnati, by congratulating DSFI and on each one of us, uh, especially Unnati, because she is really raising the bar high. So coming back to today's session, as a part of Down Syndrome Federation of India's large Humsafar group, as Humsafar, we all understand that a parent support group really serve as a safe haven for parents, caregivers, siblings, and even professionals to share their experiences and seek emotional and practical support and learn with mutual understanding and sharing and being there with each one of us. So, and after being part of so many camps, conferences, and Humsafar meets, we can definitely or most certainly say that such group gatherings can bring source for providing coping strategies, promote healthy relationships, and offer respite from parental disengagement in the journey of nurturing a neurodiverse person. So today we are interacting with the team of an organization which is also a caregiver support group and provides essential informations to families of individuals with intellectual and development disabilities and provide a range of service to empower and equip families of people with IDTs with information and knowledge to support their children in achieving their true potential. And if you have attended conferences, IADSCs, you must have seen one of the representative always coming on stage and on mic and sharing about this particular organization. So today we have with us Ms. Prachi De, founder and executive director, NAyi Disha, Bhavya Malhotra, a trauma-informed psychologist and senior counselor, and Ms. Madhura, the manager of projects outreach at NAyi Disha. So first, I would like to share some words about Bhavna. She specializes in community involvement and parent support. She's a neurodiversity campaigner and researcher who prioritizes lived experience and culturally grounded methodologies in her work. In addition to sitting on the advisory board of the Community Engagement and Involvement Group of the NIHR, she is a frequent contributor to the APA Division 33 Special Interest Group on Neurodiversity and Mental Health. Welcome, Bhavya. And at NAyi, we have Madhura. Today she is with us, and she oversees a growing group and is a self-proclaimed mediocre vocalist. Before, she spent 6 years at Pradhan, where she founded the biggest farmer producer company in East India that was run by only women. Her career began in Jharkhand as a developmental apprentice, where she learned about tribal communities and gender roles. She has also worked with national, one of the very famous National Daily as a reporter and organized the Kolkata Literacy Festival. Despite having a master's degree in English that enables her to edit a wide range of content, she is immensely grateful for the popular messaging and calling most of us addicted to. For having introduced the edit feature there also, now she can correct her typos there too. So welcome, Madhura. And we have with us Ms. Prachi Dev. She is the founder and executive director at NAyi, a non-profit organization dedicated to supporting families of children with autism, Down syndrome, and other intellectual and development disabilities. Inspired by her brother with Down syndrome, Prachi established this organization in 2015 to provide a digital knowledge hub, community support, and a national helpline. With over 14 years of experience at Microsoft and TCS and other companies, she combines her technical expertise with personal experience to create accessible solutions for families in India, ensuring they have a supportive community throughout their journey. And we will straight away go to Prachi and we would want to listen. We actually want to know everything and anything she wants to share and she has come across and she is enriched with that experience. So a very, very warm welcome, Prachi, to you on this platform. Once again, I would say, because you have already been part of this platform. So we want to hear everything. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Sammy, Parul, and Brinda for inviting me. In fact, just to give a background, अच्छा एक कुछ बातें पूछनी थी. एक तो
जी.
प्रेफरेंस ऑफ लैंग्वेज क्या है सबका, हिंदी वर्सेस
Both,
इंग्लिश?
both, a mix of both.
Mix of both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Rekha ma'am has also joined, I think.
Is
Oh,
it?
lovely.
Yeah,
Nice.
Oh,
Prachi.
so nice. Okay. And I think most of the people joining are family members and caregivers. And I also
Yeah.
see him, Anupama
Yeah.
here on her Zoom, who has joined the session. Hi, Anupama. Yeah.
Lumi.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for joining, Anupama. आप कहाँ से आए हो? कहाँ से join कर रहे हो? Where are you joining from?
In Hubli.
Hubli. Okay, okay.
North Karnataka.
Not Karnataka.
North Karnataka. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Very nice. Okay, I'll just talk a little bit about all of us who have joined here. Uh, Apart from Anupama, many of us might be I think I can see fathers, I can see mothers. I don't know how many siblings are there. And I can vouch for if I am to ask you for an introduction about yourself, like my daughter till a very long time used to say, my name is Pruhadeva, I'm from 5A Chirek. So with all of us as well, when we ask for an introduction, I'm going to hear that my name is so and so, I'm from this location, and I'm a father or a mother to my child who so that might be the first thing we identify ourselves as is in the role of a father or a mother or a sibling. Um, while these roles are critical, I think we rarely think of the term caregiver. Um, right? All of us are caregivers, um, and everyone is a caregiver at some point or the other, right? But the difference between us being a caregiver and others being a caregiver is after the child turns 18 and is out of the house, the role of caregiver changes into just being a supporter, maybe. And on the other hand, if you're caring for your older parents, it starts later in the journey. But for most of us, when we are caregivers, the role starts as soon as you're a parent and probably continues for the rest of your lives. Or if you're sibling and I'm a younger sibling, so our role starts when we are siblings. So if I'm 48 years now, it is 48 years of being a caregiver in some form. The point I bring to the table is caregive. We need to acknowledge our roles as caregivers. But then we are not just caregivers, we are also the change agents. We are also the change agents in the lives of our loved ones, right? Uh, and we can also be change makers. Now I'm using these two terms, change agents and change makers, and both these terms mean something and mean something very different, in my mind at least. So when I say we are change agents, we are change agents in the lives of our loved ones for whom we are caring for. We become change agents because of the decisions we take and the support we provide. So the decisions could be in terms of services I choose for my loved one, the support that I provide at home. Um, and the term change agents is very empowering because I am trying to help my loved one reach his or her true potential. Right? Agree so far? या मैं ट्रेन की तरह जाते जा रही हूँ?
No.
Okay.
नहीं, आप बिल्कुल बहुत अच्छा बोल रही हैं प्राची, प्लीज हमें इस जर्नी पर लेके जाइए प्लीज.
Okay. It brings us pride to be a change maker. It brings us satisfaction because you are a change maker, a change agent. But it is also a lot of responsibility and it can also be overwhelming. Because as change agents, we do not want to make mistakes, right? If you are a change agent if you are a caregiver to your parent and you're responsible for their health, you want to take every decision that is right. You want to preempt if there's something with the health condition, make those decisions. But then I think we have to be compassionate with ourselves because when we are doing so much, there could be some decisions that might not work the way we are thinking. So we need to give ourselves that space also. While I have to put my best foot forward, it is not always going to be possible, and there will be other circumstances. So that's about being a change agent, which all of us are for our loved ones and people we are caring for. But now, beyond being a change agent, we can also be change makers where we are looking at others on this journey and supporting them as caregivers. So this would happen in various ways. This would happen with Rekha ma'am herself, Rekha auntie herself starting DSFI. She could have thought of bubbly and stopped there, but she started such a big movement, and almost everyone in the country who has a child with Down syndrome is in some way or the other might have heard of Down Syndrome Federation of India at some point in time. I remember about 20 years back, I still remember being in that office in Skokie. Skokie is a place in Illinois, in North Chicago, and being in my office one afternoon and trying to understand what's happening in the Down syndrome space and coming across Down Syndrome Federation of India back then. But I'm diverting, so I'll come back to the topic. And yeah, so we as caregivers, as change agents, while being so, are also trying to guide another parent, sensitize a neighbor about this while on the playground, speak to the teachers about this, talk to doctors, and probably explain what else they could do to make our lives easier. And when we are doing that, all of us are being change makers in some form. And why is this important? This is so important that all of us are change makers because we together as a tribe are going to drive disability inclusion and make this the world better for our loved ones. So I think this is where I'll take a step back and again introduce myself. So yes, I am Prachi Dev. I am a sibling. My brother Pranjal. I rarely take his name because he is globally known as Dada. Dada is a
Dada.
Marathi term for elder brother. He's 52. And I have grown up with Dada. And as I always say, for siblings, sibling is a sibling is a sibling. Sibling is a playmate. And over years, my role has changed from being a playmate to a support caregiver, then being the main caregiver, and a journey has changed. I have seen Dada being extremely cooperative, extremely friendly, to being very adamant, and then understanding why he's being adamant because we are not understanding his needs, right? If he doesn't want to go to a place, there is something physically difficult for him to do so. So, yes, so I'm a sibling and I am a caregiver. And in some sense, I have been a change agent for my Dada, where I was able to recognize that Dada has hypothyroid or help him with certain activities and be independent. So, I've also been a change agent, which brings me to the final role as a change maker, whereas Sammy and Parulji shared about starting NAyi Disha. So giving you some background again, the reason I started NAyi Disha was because, as I said, Dada is 52. And back then when Dada was 37 also, when I used to volunteer at different places that Dada used to go to, I found that there were so many parents still struggling with information. And I thought it's unacceptable at this age of technology and a world where we go to movies based on reviews, and here parents are sending their children without knowing about the place, without having enough information. And there's something absolutely that needs to be done around it to support families. And that's where we started. And I still remember back in 2017, and those who know me know how reluctant I am to step out. And I remember Rekhanti calling for the first Down syndrome conference. She didn't really know me as much. It was the first time I was speaking to her. She was like, क्या कर रही हो वहां पे हैदराबाद में बैठ के, बाहर दिल्ली में आओगी तभी तो लोग जानेंगे ना तुमको, और जानेंगे क्या कर रहे हो. And that's how I ended up in Delhi. By then, we had started the directory, we had started with the website, started with a support group in Hyderabad. But what happened in Delhi was, as I shared information about the work we were doing, in fact, we had also started with articles, and I still remember bringing the booklet on nutrition for children with Down
Yeah.
syndrome over there, which many of the parents appreciated and inquired about. And when I spoke, during the event, and I remember having a terrible headache there, and then coming two parents saying, Prachi, what you're doing is great. I was actually planning to do something like this. And this is Anita Shankar from Bangalore, who said, while I won't start this because you've already started, but I'll support you in every way I can, which led to having directory for Bangalore also. And then comes in Kashyap Modi, who's again a parent based in Mumbai, saying, what can we do in Mumbai? Tell me, how do we go about it? And he came on our board and helped me raise funds, and that has helped the organization grow. We started with a few volunteers, and especially my friends whom I forced to be volunteers, obviously. Then having interns, then having part-time staff, then having full-time staff. Now we are a strong team of 45 people. And I'm very proud that we have family members who are caregivers who are also a part of the team. So they guide us every day. We also have persons with disabilities who are working with us and helping us with more nuances. And what's absolutely gratifying is that the entire team is aligned with the vision. While I pain them for things we want to do, I'm extremely grateful to having an amazing team like this. It's very rare to have, and I think Rekhanti has experienced this with all of you, Brinda, to have people who are so aligned with the vision, which is fabulous.
बिल्कुल
And
सही आप कह रही हैं प्राची। और मैं अपने सारे दोस्तों को बताना चाहती हूँ कि आज के कार्यक्रम में हमने क्यों ये बातें यहाँ पे रखने के लिए सोचा है, क्यों हम चाहते हैं कि सब शेयर करें। बिकॉज हम एक दूसरे के बिना कुछ है ही नहीं। अकेले हम इस नैया को पार कर ही नहीं सकते। कि भंवर जिस तरह का है, तो हमें सबको साथ मिलके ही चलना है। और नई दिशा को देख के हम सीख सकते हैं या जान सकते हैं कि किस तरह एक छोटा सा आइडिया धीरे धीरे करके कहाँ पहुंच जाता है और कितना बड़ा हमारे लिए सपोर्ट बन जाता है। तो हमने फैमिली में हो, अपने मोहल्ले में हो, या अपने शहर में हो, या पूरे अपने देश में हो, या पूरे जगत में हो, तो इसी तरीके से सपोर्ट सिस्टम ढूंढने हैं और उनके लिए तैयार रहना है। तो ये इसलिए बहुत हेल्पफुल हमारे लिए सेमी होने वाला है आज का प्रोग्राम।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। जो हमने बात की थी कि कितने प्यार से पारुल शेटा बोलती है उसका ही सब सीधा। But absolutely, और आई थिंक भव्या कैन शेयर फर्दर ऑन सपोर्ट ग्रुप्स के मायने क्या है। मैंने टीम के बारे में बताया, मैंने बोर्ड मेंबर्स के सपोर्ट के बारे में बताया। आज नई दिशा हैज़ मतलब हमारी इंफॉर्मेशन और सिस्टम से, वेबसाइट से वगैरह, वी हैव रीच्ड अबाउट 9 लाख पीपल, एंड in terms of support for families, we have reached 62,000 families across who might have accessed our any of our services to various channels that are there. And um, uh, Bhavya here will share more about support groups and how parents play a role as champions and change makers further.
Thank you, Prachi. Yes, very excited to be here. And also, मतलब कुछ चीजें पारुल ने ऑलरेडी बात करी है सपोर्ट ग्रुप्स के बारे में, थोड़ा सा प्राची ने भी बताया है. We are talking about how one thing that Parul, I think you shared in the starting that हम सपोर्ट ग्रुप्स का पार्ट होते हैं क्योंकि वही लोग हमें ज्यादा समझते हैं. That is where the support is. But if it's okay with everyone, I'd like to invite a few reflections. बहुत चीजें हैं लाइफ में, मतलब ऑफ कोर्स ऑलरेडी एक मोस्ट ऑफ अस विल हैव अ जॉब, केयर गिविंग जॉब, राइट? देयर इज सो मच हैपनिंग. तो व्हाट इज एंड बी हियर विद अस फॉर maybe even today, if one or two people could share. Even on chat is okay.
You would like to repeat it for the sake of parents' alertness that they know that something has been asked for them.
Right. I'm asking that despite having like a full workload, full maybe even that experience of caregiving where we're totally occupied, what helps us to, what motivates us to come to a session like this? What motivates us to take out that hour and come for a support group?
Yeah, I would invite Sandhya ma'am to share first. And because you can see that she is joining from, and my request for starting the video, she immediately started. Yes, Sandhya ma'am, and I'll come to Rashmi after that.
Yeah, Bhavya. Yes. See, we all know as a parent, I'm talking to you as a parent of Kaushal, who is 35 years old. I'm from Bangalore. And yeah, one thing attending to these workshops or this, your talk and all, it may give us a new perspective how to look at. That's what I could gather from Prachi's, because I could see my daughter in her while she was speaking. I may think of myself as a caregiver because I have been a caregiver for my mother who is 95-year-old, and my daughter has been a part of it because she is a doctor. Then now, if I see you youngsters, talking about caregiving, so I see you all as my daughter who may have to take up this role when she grows. So that's the reason I started attending this, and it motivates us. And I can understand more. My daughter may not be in the same way as I used to, or when my husband also joins me here, he's also listening to us. Okay, please go on, Bhavya.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. That's
Rashmi,
exactly
would you like to add something from your side?
Yeah, I think more or less it's the same. This is Rashmi Joshi. Like my daughter's Devanshi. She's 32 years old. I like it's always like there's something new to learn anytime. And who knows, I may learn something new from this session. I have been a caregiver, a primary caregiver for my daughter, though she's quite independent. But every time, whenever I'm talking to a new parent, also, I feel I think there's something to learn from each and everyone. So that's basically what I think whenever I join such sessions. Though I am a part of DSFI only, but I try to join every session. Though I know majority of the things we know at this age and stage, but there's always an urge to know something more. If I
Right.
can do something more better for my child.
Right. Right. Thank you so much for sharing to both of you. Exactly that, right? There
And
is
yes, I know Prachi since I think 30 years, so I had to join this her session.
that's also a good motivation.
Yeah.
See
Right.
how strong family ties you make here. That despite she being occupied not well, she couldn't say no because seeing the familiar face and the person she knew from so many years. So
Right.
it's
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
to you, Bhavya.
Thank you. That's actually so beautiful, and that is what I was coming to. That एक तो आपको एक दूसरे इंसान से अपने ही एक्सपीरियंस के बारे में एक न्यू पर्सपेक्टिव मिलता है, बट ऑल्सो एक शेयर्ड एक्सपीरियंस एंड शेयर्ड अंडरस्टैंडिंग भी मिलती है. What we are going through, or what you are going through, or what someone just working in this space or being a caregiver, every experience is different. And we all may be parents, but like I think Prachi said during the start, that a parent with a child who has a disability or not a disability will also be a different experience. And sometimes वो support lose हो जाता है because आपको पता नहीं चलता कि ये हम मेरे जैसे और parents कहाँ हैं, which is where the support group comes in to make sense of us and make sense of our lived experience, right? And with that, I think you just mentioned that kabhi ek new parent join karta hai. So it's a beautiful space where a more experienced person is also able to see that, hey, I've been on this journey. Let me help you. I was more, maybe like Prachi also said, I did not have XYZ information in this day and age, but today it is possible. So let me do that for you. So it is that beautiful space where everyone's unique experience, yet at the same time a shared experience, get to have a space, and there is that safe space, right? Because when we talk to caregivers in support groups, also what sometimes comes up is the negative experiences. Also, to be able to share that negative experience with people who will actually get it rather than lecture us, or also sometimes say, oh, this is life, this happens. But some things are not just life, some things need to be changed, and that is where parent champions also become happen. So for example, in NAyi Disha we have 38 WhatsApp support groups. So we realize our groups are based on different things, right? One is location. So sometimes it's also language, because how you want to talk about your child and how you talk in general about family can also change from language to language. So how can it not change when you're talking about your unique caregiving experience, right? So then location, language, and there's also the state. For example, if you find in Delhi NCR, you may have more access to resources. But if you're someone from Raipur who's all the time just asking the services to get implemented, that is another kind of a story which a Delhi parent may not necessarily be able to understand. So that is where NAyi Disha support groups are pretty diverse, yet have that shared understanding that at the end of the day, it's about the caregiving experience, but it still varies according to sometimes age of the child also, right? So we also have a support group for caregivers who have whose child have now grown up, they're adults now, right? Their experiences are unique, their problems are also unique. For a parent just starting off, their question would be, where do I find XYZ diagnosis or service? For a parent who has an adult child with, let's say, DS, will probably ask, okay, what after my child? And those two things, while they coexist, they need different kind of care and attention. So for that, we also have something called monthly support groups and webinars that we do on a theme basis. Every month, you may get to know from our website, from our Instagram, and on our support groups, we actively talk about that. Okay, let's talk about child safety throughout this month. For example, this is what we're doing this month, so that's what came to mind. But And it can look very differently for different people. For example, if you are someone who has also a child with autism and they may be non-verbal, how you talk about safety changes again. So the entire ball game just keeps changing. So while there is an umbrella of disability, the unique experiences are still there, which is where each support group, each webinar is catered to in a very special manner with a lot of thought and care put up. With that, like you are also mentioning that some parents are just motivated to go at it, right? We are caregiving each day, but also after it, they are thinking about, okay, I don't want anyone else to experience what I experienced because this was unnecessary. The lack of resources that we have, the lack of knowledge or information we have, we need to do something about it. So in some of our WhatsApp groups, and now actually all of them, we have some parents who are way more active, who are trying to bring the community together to just go ahead and make some changes in the entire ecosystem. And those are the people we call parent champions. So of course we already have parents who are very motivated. These parents are also who are going beyond their role of being a caregiver to their loved one and helping other caregivers as well. So, based on that, we often have the collaboration with parent champions to do what they want to do uniquely in their area. So, if there's a in Madhya Pradesh, we may have 3, 4 support groups for Bhopal, Indore, Ujjain, but every place may still have something unique going on. So, which is why these are so many groups. There are 8,000 members in all these groups combined, and yeah, this is an active community where we are often talking about the challenges of everyday life as well as larger changes that need to happen in the larger scheme of things, including advocacy and building the right networks for our children. And some of our parents, have also started thinking about what after us and building together, coming together to build infrastructure that can support, their living their loved ones living once they are gone. So it's a beautiful way how everything actually in Naidish also comes together to the support group, because then information sharing is happening there actively. We are also providing support there. We are also actively engaging, asking other parents to support other parents, but our counselors are all part of these groups. In case there is some escalation, we are always there for them. So that is all from my end. I would pass on the mic to Madhura now.
Thank you so much, Bhavya. Yeah, Madhura. Now we want to listen to you.
Okay, thanks, Bhavya. So Prachi has spoken a bit about her experience, what it was like, and Bhavya spoke about support groups. Now, I have a feeling that there may be people on this call who are now thinking, what does Naidish actually do? So, I mean, good question. It does a lot of things, but to put it very simply, what we are trying to be or what we want to be is a one-stop sort of center where parents and caregivers of children and adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities, which includes autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, and others, can find verified information, correct information, and support. Now, what I really like about Naidisha's model is that I think that we thought of a lot of, this is like beating my own drum, very sorry, but we thought of a lot of different angles, and I feel like we've covered most of it, which feels good. So I just want to talk a little bit about what are these angles that we thought of and why we think it works. So I don't know if I will be able to share my screen now. I would show you the website, but I'll just first talk
You
about it.
will, you will. Binda, can we help her?
Yeah.
Madhura.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Madhura,
Madhura, I think you'll be. Yeah,
you
you
can
can do
share.
now.
Yeah.
Okay. This is visible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So at Naidisha, what we're trying to do is support parents and caregivers with all kinds of information they might need. So the first way, of course, is the most direct. As soon as someone finds out that my child has delays, what are these delays? What do they mean? Who do I go to? They have so many questions, right? What is Down syndrome, for example? I'm sure a lot of you have faced that question in your life, and later you have had people help you understand that. So, one of the things that our website has is this tab called resources, which if you go to resources, you can find we have 700 plus types of resources. So there are videos, there are audios, the booklet that Prachi spoke about, which is to do with nutrition for Down syndrome children and adults. All of that is curated here. It's you can search according to topics. For example, you can search according to, say, vocational is something that interests you, or my child is very young, so early intervention is interesting to you. Those are some things that you can look at, and you can also search by condition. So, I'm sorry, yeah, these are the conditions available on our website. Similarly, again, one of the bigger questions that a lot of parents have, even in bigger cities, what we've seen is parents feel the need to find a specialist, a doctor, a therapist, uh, who has experience of working with children like their own, and they find like other parents also say good things about them, right? That's one thing we like to do. Even on Zomato, we're like rating kitna hai, right? So that is something we like to find out. So again, if you go to the services tab on our website, you can just select your location from this drop down, and you can get a whole list of these different kinds of professionals and experts that you might require to support your loved one in their journey, right? So this is our website. Um, Bhavya has already spoken about the support groups. I think pretty much everyone understands that we try to bring parents and caregivers together wherever we work. We try to create a space for them without any external influence. We try to not keep any professionals, anyone who might promote stuff in those groups, just so that it is a purely safe space for parents to speak to each other, to interact with each other, share their joys, share their sorrows. All of it is a very open and safe space, or we want to build that even further. And I think one of our services that I feel a lot of people can benefit from, and it's also very easy to use, is our helpline. So our helpline number is 844 844 8996. Anyone who's seen me at the DSFI conference knows that I carry that paper around everywhere showing that number. So why is our helpline helpful? Our helpline is available from Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And apart from, giving information, purely just, that I want to know about Down syndrome, it also provides emotional support. We have counselors, we have special educators, we have social workers who provide emotional support to parents, families, and sometimes also persons with disabilities. We also provide guidance for any kind of basic things, like a lot of people struggle with things like, how do I apply for a UTID card for my child? Where should I go to? Because our children often struggle with biometrics when getting Aadhaar done. Where should I go and do that? So these are the kind of questions that we try to answer. We try to find out where in each state these offices exist. How can we help a parent better? So we're trying to sort of tie all of that together. And we also now, we're very, very happy to say that we are also now available on WhatsApp through our chatbot, which is something we're still, of course, always working on. Same number on WhatsApp. If you send us a hi, we are going to also say hi to you and answer your questions. You can also send us voice notes, actually, and we'll answer in voice notes. And it is available in multiple languages, languages that you are comfortable with. We will try to cover more in future, of course. Ideally, what I'm trying to say is, I know that you find a lot of support in DSFI, but since you are from a community that has a lot of people who know people and children with disabilities, I would urge you to help them find the right kind of resources for their loved ones.
where DSFI might not be able to help, NAyi Disha might be able to. And it's only together that we are able to support families better, to, build a place where our children, our loved ones feel equal. They don't feel like, oh, this is something special. So, yeah, I'm happy to be here, happy to be talking to all of you, and so happy that we are doing this together. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Madhura, for sharing that detailed view of the site of NAyi Disha. It was really a good tour for your site because what you see, you remember for a longer time, right? So yes, we have the address also of the NAyi Disha's this site, and helpline number also on chat box if you want to. And I don't know how many parents I have recommended, this site and this helpline number I have sent, because once you go and socialize and you tell, you volunteer for a cause and they get to know, so they try, some or the other person come, as a seeking support, that where I can connect this relative of mine, or where I can connect. So of course, for Down syndrome, we are always there to hold their hands. But when it comes to the other disability, we definitely, Rashmi will agree with me. This is the first thing we do, is ki from here you will reach everywhere in India. Thank you so much, Prachi, Bhavya, and Madhura, for sharing about NAyi Disha. And yes, as the name says, that when you are in your journey of life, you come to a dead end, or you come to a wall, and you felt that this is leading to your destination. You really need a NAyi Disha and a new direction, and you really need a person, as a person, a human compass, who take you and say that, it's a bigger field and vast green area this side. Let's go there, or let's start a new adventure.
So,
So of
Sammy,
course,
can I say,
yes,
Sammy,
ma,
can I
yes,
say
ma,
yes?
yes, ma, please, please.
I might not be able to appear on your screen, and
That's
but
fine.
I couldn't miss hearing
Yes, ma.
Prachi's voice, because for years, I think that is one of the sweetest music I have ever heard. And whenever we feel, like you're lost to something, I love hearing Prachi. And I have never missed any function of hers, because it's her, and just standing next to her gives you so much strength. And just watching the new generation, because she made a comment, she said, as caregivers, we are looking after our siblings and we are looking after our parents. There's one more big area. It's our spouses. Your partners are the biggest people who you're aging with. And as you're aging, sometimes you feel very, very nervous about some things, because your health is not equally matching. Okay, you need that much energy to be able to look after your partner, because you're 70, he's 70. So sometimes you wonder, where do I get that energy from? I got it today from Prachi. Thank you, Prachi. And I needed that energy today. And honestly, it has been quite a tough 2 months, but I insisted. I told Brinda, I want to hear Prachi today. And sometimes I never get low. You know me, know you guys. I never get into those low moods, and I don't have anything called depression. Those things don't strike my little brain. And but to keep another person's energy levels going is a lot of work. And to share everything that you have, which is, your time, your space. So I want to tell every parent in India, I mean, let's stick to our country, that you need to build your reserves, your energy, and be there at the right time in the right place, whether it is NAyi Disha, whether it is DSFI. There's so many organizations that are doing equally well. But I think all of us have to contribute and be there holding hands. And
Absolutely.
we will always, always be with you, Prachi. And I think at your age, what you're doing is amazing. Amazing. What you have set a trend in this country is like the NAyi Disha that we needed for years. Okay. Thank you so much for coming on this and for sharing your experiences. God bless you, sweetheart. You're one of my favorite people. I love you.
बहुत शुक्रिया रेखा माँ। और प्राची का तो दिन क्या हफ्ते बन गए हैं। मुझे लगता है इससे ज्यादा अच्छी और क्या चीज हो सकती है। और रेखा माँ की खास बात ये है कि वो खुद किसी भी फेज में हो लाइफ के, वो आपको
Absolutely.
इतना अच्छा फील करा देती हैं और उठा के ले आती हैं। क्या हमें इससे बहुत कुछ सीखने को नहीं मिलता है, सैमी एंड प्राची।
Absolutely, Parul.
अ,
Absolutely
प्राची के
bang
आंसू भी इस
on.
बात को कहेंगे कि जिस तरीके से रेखा माँ हमें जीना सिखाती हैं, अगर हम उसका 2% भी सीख गए ना, तो हम एकदम मतलब सुपर वुमन के जैसे लाइफ में कर सकते हैं।
Absolutely. And this energy is really infectious.
यस।
When you are sitting with a low state of life of your own, with a person who, despite having, those very, very many odds in their own life, are there and, trying to laugh with you and trying to just, keep their hand over your shoulder, you feel at a safe place. You are at the right place at the right time. I remember when the little baby in my hand, I reach the World Congress where I get to see Rekhama for the first time in there. And I was amazed to see where I was finding myself, in a corner in the whole world is one side. I'm the corner sitting with the baby. And it's like, oh my God, it's the dusri side, so it's a whole new world waiting. So since then I started smiling and I can't stop smiling now.
सही,
So
सच में।
it is really true. It is so true. Anybody wants to share something, add something, ask
हमारे
something
बहुत
to
सारे
Manira,
दोस्त
Bhavya,
हमारे साथ
Prachi?
हैं, मोनिका है, दीक्षिता है, एंड
Yeah.
सोलिडेरिटी को भी
Yeah.
देख पा रही थी कुछ समय
Or
पहले।
any moment in your life you felt that you found a new direction in your life by being around with,
यस
people?
संध्या मैम।
Yeah, Parul,
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
you
Yeah.
noticed me. Acha, Prachi, see in Bangalore, so we are a set of senior parents, mainly belonging to DSFI. We are part of Humsafar group. There are parents who are, having the single child of this condition, or a single parent, and aging parents, of the special child. So the need of the hour is a caregiver at home. So that's very much because people are able to spare money for it. Hmm? And as Dr. Rekha always says, that our children may not adjust to, outside world or outside food, or, even with the regions wherever these homes are, our children may not be able to. So when people can afford and lead a comfortable life within their own home, so this is one need what we have felt. So if NAyi Disha can help out with the caregiver, agency service, maybe that may require training for the caregivers. It's very easy for the parents. My parent, that's my mother, where we have taken a service from an agency. These are all, from the rural people, rural areas, and they are just, and of
So
course,
she's
money minded also. We
traveling.
pay around
So,
24,000 for my
but I
mother.
think she's conveyed her
So
point,
we thought,
Sandhya, ma'am. You're traveling.
listen to me.
You're
Yeah,
breaking, but
yeah,
I think you
yeah,
have
yeah.
conveyed your point,
Listen.
Prachi. I think you have understood. So it's like
Yeah.
how we outsource a nurse or a person who can give care to our, senior parents or senior elderly person in our families. In the same way for a special needs, right, Sandhya, ma'am?
Yes,
Yeah.
and one more
Prachi,
thing,
anything?
if by any chance, if members of Naidisha, whoever in Bangalore, if you need the help of doctors at NIMHANS, you can forward them to me. Hmm? I'm been able to help such of those for assessment. Even the other day, one parent, I mean the mother of a child with CP, so she needed the psychiatric treatment. Young lady of 40 years. So I am able to connect them to the doctors. So you can reach out to me.
So, Prachi, you have to unmute. And if Naidisha has anything on, outsourcing the caregivers for person with special
See,
needs.
there are two things that we are struggling with, and any ideas would help. Our directory team, the team that works on the directory, is very actively working on building the directory here. One thing that I'll share, and Sandhya ma'am, you also shared because you also had a caretaker for you also have a caretaker for your elderly mom. So one of the things that I have realized with such agencies is they agree to provide service if the person is above 50 or a certain age. So that is one possibility. Second, I know that places like India Autism Center in Kolkata have started the caregiver training program. When we talk about caregiver training program, it is primarily recognizing families as caregivers, but there are specific caregiver training programs also. So one of the things we will also do and discuss it internally is identify where these programs are happening and check with them if we can register. Second, I think is Red Cross is one more place because I have been in touch with the family for a very long, and the daughter is probably 2 years older to the other, so she might be 54 now and has cerebral palsy. So that her mom has always accessed Red Cross. But point taken, we will definitely work on this. The second area, again, because is shadow teachers, where we struggle finding shadow teachers also. So these are definitely the kind of services we want to further add to the directory. The point taken, and thank you for that lead on. As we say, how we build a stronger network, this is how it happens. I just wanted to also, if possible, just say one thing about what Rekhanti said. Obviously, I couldn't speak when she was speaking and I was speechless. But when we talk about change makers, there's also so much energy that we derive out of change makers also. And doing that also uplifts ourselves. So Rekha ma'am is who she is, one is her personality, but the energy she also derives with all of you in the community and all of us, which
Yes.
is quite amazing.
Yeah. That's always two-way. When you receive something, definitely you are giving something, and spirits to the other person. So it was a very, very wonderful session, Parul, a different session, what we have been regularly having. But coming across Naidisha's team face to face is a good encouragement for me and Parul also. Now with more Josh, we are going to call upon their representatives when we are there on IADSC stages, right?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सही। जब हम किसी चीज को अच्छे से जान लेते हैं तो उसके बारे में और ज्यादा समझ बढ़ती है और
More
उसके बारे में
confident,
बोल भी
yeah.
पाते हैं और
Yes.
रेफर भी कर पाते हैं। एक सवाल मैं यहाँ पे पूछना चाहूंगी टीम नई
Yes.
दिशा से कि जैसे केयर गिवर्स हैं या जो भी प्राइमरी केयर गिवर होता है तो वो भी एक ना एक जगह जाके कहीं ना कहीं इतना परेशान हो जाता है या ओवरवेल्म्ड हो जाता है अपने उससे इमोशनली उसे भी जरूरत होती है। तो उसके लिए आप क्या हैं, किस तरह का सहारा आप केयर गिवर्स को देते हैं, क्या कोई इमोशनल हेल्प आपके यहाँ है?
Yeah. Madhura, will you speak about it or Bhavya? We hear from Prachi. Prachi, you are to unmute. We
No, I
can't
think
lip read.
Bhavya should speak
Yeah,
a little.
Bhavya, come on. Yeah.
Yeah. So मैम, like we shared that there are 38 WhatsApp support groups, तो वहाँ पर ज़्यादातर हम इमोशनल बातें भी होती हैं। पर उसके अलावा हम हर मंथ एक ऑनलाइन सपोर्ट ग्रुप करते हैं जहाँ पेरेंट्स अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस शेयर करते हैं। हमारी कोशिश होती है कि पेरेंट्स ब्रिंग देमसेल्व्स, बट केयर गिविंग का एक्सपीरियंस ऐसा होता है कि समटाइम्स वी फॉरगेट पुटिंग आवरसेल्व्स फर्स्ट, राइट? तो वो support group is made in a way, it's moderated in a way कि we are able to go back to our internal experiences and also learn some coping skills from each other. उसके अलावा हमारी हेल्पलाइन पे काउंसलिंग टीम भी है जो जिनको आप कॉल कर सकते हैं, and they usually help out.
ओके, बहुत बढ़िया। ये बहुत ही अच्छा एक जरूरत है क्योंकि समीक्षा जो लोग दूसरों की हेल्प
Yes.
करते हैं असल में उन्हें भी हेल्प की जरूरत होती है और कई बार
They
तो
require major support, Parul. I am totally with you. I am totally with you because they drain themselves out. Sometimes they forget to, even eat or drink at the right time. These are the normal daily routines I'm talking about. And that self-sacrifice is never seen.
यस
And it brings not only the energy of, efficiently doing the daily task, but also, you slowly start moaning within, I don't know what. maybe things outside look right and you are able to do everything in time and in the bestest of manner, but depriving yourself from feeling light or feeling, living that, you say na that I'm thriving. So if that goes away, so what will you pour out of an empty vessel?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
That
अच्छा।
becomes a lot of.
और आज के प्रोग्राम को खत्म करने से पहले मैं टीम नई दिशा से तीनों ही लोगों से जाते टाइम के लिए अपना टेक अवे एक देना चाहूंगी कि उनकी तरफ से हमारे लिए क्या टेक अवे है तीनों की तरफ से। एक तो वो ये बताएं, और दूसरा ये बहुत बड़ा कमिटमेंट है और ये कंसिस्टेंसी के साथ है। मैं इसलिए इनकी तारीफ करना चाहूंगी कि कुछ भी शुरू करना तो बहुत आसान होता है, लेकिन उसे कंसिस्टेंसी के
To
साथ बनाए
continue,
रखना और उस पर
yeah.
काम करना। और कई बार मुझे लगता है जिस तरह भव्या एंड मधुरा एंड प्राची काम कर रही है, थैंकलेस जॉब हो जाता है। और बिल्कुल आपको कहीं मतलब नोटिस नहीं होते हो, लेकिन फिर भी आपको लगातार काम करते रहना होता है और बढ़ते रहना होता है। तो इस तरह के लोगों की इस दुनिया को बहुत ज़रूरत है, जो अपने आप को पीछे रख के और लोगों के हित के लिए काम को आगे रखते हैं। आप तीनों की तरफ से हम सुनना चाहेंगे कि जाते जाते आप हमें क्या कहना चाहती हैं।
Yes, to a parent of special needs, I'm sitting before you. What would you like to say? That one encouraging, line too. So we start from where?
भव्या।
Yeah.
Sure. I think one is that whenever I talk to any caregiver, अभी जितनी भी interaction हुई है, I just go back with a feeling of overwhelm and like just like more motivation, right? क्योंकि तो लगता है कि we're working on it, and sometimes while working, like you said, पता नहीं चलता कि what is the output, like if we are putting in these efforts, is it actually amounting to something? So that is something that I feel is not just an experience I have, but can also be an experience for caregiving in general. Any care work is kind of like, because it's a qualitative, right? आप देख नहीं सकते मैंने आज 4 घंटे काम करा या मैंने 6 घंटे करा, उसका जो फल है सो टू से, उसको देखने में टाइम लगता ही लगता है। तो बट the like the takeaway message then is that it sometimes it is that hard work you put in, the efforts you put in, and slowly you see the results, but you will always get it when you least expect them. That has been my experience.
बहुत।
Yeah. Thank you, Bhavya.
मधुरा।
Such a great wisdom at a young age. So,
Yes.
Madhura, coming to you, and that was quite many lines. Let's see.
Are you saying not to say much? Okay.
No, no. A small
But no,
takeaway so that we can remember everything.
I don't have a lot to say. Only thing is कि I know कि ये बहुत difficult होती है to be a caregiver, and it's very easy to feel tired in this journey. All I have to say is, I mean, the only hope we have is that we're going to stand beside each other and make it possible for us to say that, disability is not a special word. It's just one other thing. वो एग्जाम्पल मैंने देखी थी कि चश्मा जो लोग पहनते हैं उसको तो हम डिसेबल्ड नहीं बोलते हैं, राइट? दैट
Yeah.
इज इट्स सो एक्सेप्टेड, इट्स अ नॉर्मल वे ऑफ लाइफ. Why can't we look at disability like that? I think it's only with us standing beside each other, telling each other कि यार आज थोड़ा टफ था, कल आसान हो जाएगा. That's all we have. Yeah.
Yeah. So, coming to the most powerful sibling right now,
Paul वगैरह।
Prachi.
Just two sentences, Sammy. One is we are doing what we are learning so much from DSFI and really walking hand in hand with you. Whenever we have done events together, it's never felt like two different teams, and it's always fascinating as much as we work together. Second is looking at the parents who have joined and the age of their loved ones also. If you have not done legal guardianship, please look at that. I came back to the practical point.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
if you need any information about legal guardianship, please do reach out and gather information. Anything related to government schemes, etc. The team has done a fabulous job and cracked it. Compliments there, Madhura. ज़्यादा जान नहीं खाऊंगी. Maybe next week. एक दिन तो छुट्टी पे हूँ. So that's about it.
Yeah. So, yes. Oh my God, I'm feeling not leaving today. Brinda, you are all set to leave. Thank you so much for this wonderful, wonderful session and taking us to the journey, how the journey of Naidisha began and where we have reached. Many, many congratulations, Naidisha, for completing 10 fabulous years, and wish you many, many more successful and golden years coming. And may you keep increasing the strength of, reaching out
Bless you.
and adding people to your life. Right, Para?
God bless you all.
बिल्कुल
We are
तमिल
across our age. No, we have to make it
Yes.
strong by seeing
Yes,
you
yes.
only. Only you have to guide us. No, we have done it. No, you are taking our journey further. With no, she is 42 years. My daughter
Brilliant,
is.
brilliant. Good, yeah.
यस अमृता मैम बिल्कुल सही और बहुत
Very
सारी
good, yeah.
शुभकामनाएं और बहुत सारी बधाइयां टीम नई दिशा को और बहुत शुक्रिया उन्होंने आज छुट्टी के दिन भी टाइम निकाल के हमसे बात की और
Yeah.
A great
वृंदा जी
job
से
you
हम
all are doing. You youngsters, all you youngsters are doing great job.
यस थैंक यू हेमलता मैम वृंदा जी आपसे अनुरोध है अब आप सेशन को समाप्त कर सकती हैं लेकिन उससे पहले मैं आपको बताऊंगी कि झुमके जो आपने पहने हुए हैं प्लीज पहन के रखिएगा इतनी प्यारी आप लग रही हैं यार इतनी खूबसूरत लग रही हैं ऐसे ही झुमके नए नए पहन के आया कीजिए तो हमें थोड़ा सा आज बिल्कुल
नहीं नहीं आज मुझे कहीं जाना है एक फंक्शन के लिए
Yes.
so I have to get ready and I have to leave at
करुण
6:15
तो झुमके वाली है इतने बढ़िया झुमके डालती है ड्रेस में
है मेरे पास थोड़े बहुत है for functions but thank you so much Prachi Madhura and Bhavya for joining really I love you Prachi because you're always there whenever I call you first thing she'll ask what will I say yaar I'm like you can say everything you've done everything Prachi come on
Yes.
so
Yes.
and ma'am was so insistent she said Prachi I want her I said yes definitely we'll get her ma'am so thank you so much for Madhura I've named her Miss Beautiful Smile always smiling
Yeah.
always a pleasure thanks Bhavya this is the first time we've met but great interacting I'm ending the session now see you all next week thanks Sammy and Parul
bye. Bye.
love you all bye bye